Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. There was a large earthquake there in Syria that was felt across the region, and doing some research about this, you really find out more what's going on in that location, especially because of the ongoing wars. There has been quite a few earthquakes in this location, the newest being what they're saying is 5.2 according to Israeli news. That was late last night. Let me try and make this bigger. There was also another one yesterday, a magnitude 4 in, close to the same location. Also, yesterday, let's see, I can't read it. A magnitude 4. Let's see, a magnitude 4.5. Also yesterday, see, there was a lot of earthquakes yesterday. A magnitude 3.1, a 3.2. I have to bring that over so I can read it. A 3.4. That's today. Today, the 13th. And also a 3.2. USGS is only reporting 2 of them. Even though Israel says it's a 5.2, USGS said it was a 5.0. 123 people did send in reports to USGS about this earthquake. They gave it an intensity level of 6, which means it was felt by all. Many were frightened and ran outdoors. Yeah, they ran out into the streets. They got in their cars. They were in fear that it was either Russia bombing them or Israel, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Falling plaster and chimneys. Damage would be light. Here's the felt reports. It was felt all the way to Cyprus, and I'm probably not going to be able to read the names. You can see Aleppo. We got intensity level there of 5, and then going south. This was evidently caused by the Red Sea Fault, all the way down to Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Yeah. Drawn out in red here is the Red Sea Fault. This is an area where, because of the Arabian Plate moving north, it's a rift zone trying to, divide up the location. Many of you are probably familiar with prophecy where they're in Israel. They're going to have sometime a large earthquake that's actually going to split the country in half. And that's what this Red Sea Fault is doing. Residents in Beirut and across Lebanon were startled at midnight by what they're saying in Syria was a 5.5 earthquake, which struck Jordan and rattled homes. A Turkish seismologist said the quake occurred along the active Dead Sea Fault Zone, which runs through Jordan, Israel, West Bank, Lebanon, and Syria. Pressure in the zone has possibly increased, he said, after last February's earthquake. Up over here, let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, we got a magnitude 7.8. That was last year. Okay, and many of you will remember all the damage that occurred back then. On the 7th of this month, there was a magnitude 4.7. Yeah, people are on edge. Drawn out in blue, these are 2 triple junctions where 3 different fault zones meet up. Now, the seismologist from Turkey said this is not the first earthquake to have happened in this location. There has been hundreds of them throughout history, throughout time. And he is also warning that there's going to be probably more earthquakes in Lebanon and Syria. Syria's National Center for Earthquakes said that it was a magnitude 5.5 quake, and it struck 28 kilometers, 17 miles from the city of Hama, H-A-M-A, at 11:56 p.m. local time. USGS, like I said, they put it at a magnitude 5.0. There was no immediate reports of deaths. Local authorities in Hama and the surrounding government, that is an area that is controlled by the government, reported no damage. Syrian state-run news agency SANA said in the country's opposition held northwest, the local civil defense agency, known as White Helmets, were also there and reported no damage. Now, one of the reports, I'll read it to you, that I found, said that minutes ago a strong earthquake happened here in northern Syria. We ran with the people and children and women to the streets because of fear. And during those scary moments and after a few minutes, Assad and Russian forces bombed civilian homes in the town of Samarin. Now that is up over here. I got them both posted. So yeah, this area here right after the earthquake was bombed. So they are saying that the president of Syria, Assad, and Russia forces bombed civilian homes in the town of Samarin, in the countryside of Idlib, right there. And you know, we don't hear anything about Assad and his forces and his brutal hand trying to keep control of Syria. So the man that made that report about the bombing right after the earthquake said, "Our memories take us back to when we experienced the devastating earthquake that struck us in February of 2023. And that would be, again, this one up over here. Yeah, the 7.8. Now, reports out of Lebanon said the earthquake, which was strongly felt in Beirut, caused many to flee their homes and rush to the main roads, fearing an Israeli attack. Many feared that it was one of the almost daily sonic booms from Israel jets flying low above the Lebanese capital, or the widely anticipated Hezbollah response to the killing of the senior commander, Shirk, I believe his name is, in an Israeli airstrike in Beirut last month. So here we have Lebanon. The report went on to say, "I didn't sleep at all at night. It was a nightmare. Now it is a time for earthquakes," said a 37-year-old shopkeeper originally from South Lebanon who is living in the suburbs of Beirut. In 2006, when Hezbollah and Israel last fought a full-on war, he fled to Syria to escape the fighting. I guess they don't want him there, the people of Syria. There's a lot of hatred for people coming from Lebanon to Syria. He said he knew it was an earthquake, but was still shaken by it. "Oh my God, the feeling. I am still scared until now," he said. In Turkey, a Syrian resident of, I'm not going to try and pronounce it, Gaziantep, in the southeast, said his family were reminded of the twin 7.8 intensity earthquake last February, which killed more than 50,000 people in the two countries. Hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees who fled the war in their home country live in the region. Thousands of them were killed in the last year's earthquake. "We felt the quake last night. We are all okay, but my wife and 3 children were terrified," said Abu Hassan, who didn't want to give his full name for security reasons. "It brought back a lot of memories." Now, the 7.8 earthquake was the largest in Turkey since 1939. We'll go back up over here. Right there. Yeah, that's in an area of a triple junction. We got the East Anatolian Fault, and they got the North Anatolian Fault, and the Red Sea Rift Zone going right up through there. Now, the earthquake that they had in 1939 was the same magnitude that they had last year, the 7.8. That earthquake was felt as far as Egypt and the Black Sea coast of Turkey. There were more than 30,000 aftershocks in the 3 months that followed. The seismic sequence was the result of a shallow strike-slip faulting along a segment of the Dead Sea Fault. Yeah. Now, another interesting thing about this earthquake along the Dead Sea Fault, it took about 30 seconds to reach its maximum slip movement. About 3 meters it moved, which is about 9 feet 10 inches. And the shaking lasted over a minute. Imagine being shaken back and forth 9 feet 10 inches for over a minute. Yeah, just an indication of what could happen again. Like I said, we do have prophecy that there's going to be a large earthquake that's actually going to split Israel in half. Yeah. Keep praying. That's all you can do. Think about what you might be doing that you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, reevaluate your life. So anyways, what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, please share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.